My friends and I visited Brown's Cheese Farm in Tigoni. They host farm lunches and factory tours from Thursday to Saturday between 11 and 4 p.m. and this is how our visit went.
Can you give me the cliff notes just in case because I'm going to
Look happy.
Yeah. I'm gonna get caught in.
Hi. Thank you.
Oh, where's the lady? Oh, we're finally at Brown's. Okay, with Rachel and Wendy. Excited to eat cheese. What are you excited about? Cheese. You're lactose intolerant? Yeah, not.
Micro lab on site. So what you do is for the organoleptic, you check for things like added water, pH test, you check your TA, and you also check to ensure that your milk is fresh. So in that, all these tests all have different, they all have different functions. So for the pH is to ensure that the acidity, you don't want your milk to be acidic because once you get to processing, you'll be adding your light cultures, it will curdle immediately, and that means you have to dispose it off. Then for the alcohol is to also ensure that you maintain the cold chain. Milk, you have to ensure that once you, if you get it directly you're milking from the cow, you have to ensure that you maintain that cold chain so that once it gets to us, it's ready for processing. And then with that, you also check things like your TA. TA is the acidity of the milk as well, and then the refraction test is to check for added water. Because if you have milk that's a bit more denser in water as opposed to what you want in the milk, that means that your moisture content in the cheese will be high. You don't want that because that will affect the overall product. Yes. So from there, what we do is we now take it to the micro lab. So in the micro lab, we'll test for aflatoxin and we'll also test for antibiotics. And for antibiotics, we test for tetracycline and beta-lactams. Those are the quite most prevalent antibiotics in milk because sometimes because of the fees. So that also gives it a bit of edge from the other aflatoxins. Okay. With the raw milk, you know that sometimes you have a bit of contamination. So pasteurization will be able to give you milk that is uncontaminated for processing. Even at home as you're consuming your milk, you have to ensure you kill all contaminants. So, okay. So you get what we call whey. Whey is the lactic acid.
Yes.
So that's not what you want in your cheese. So that's what you'll dispose of. And that's why you find that cheese is quite expensive because the yields are much more lower as opposed to the weight.
Also for the tour, everyone is given hairnets and covering for their shoes to just make sure hygiene and sanitation is maintained. There are also pools of chlorinated water to just make sure everything is clean and there is no contamination going around in the factory. So after seeing the pasteurization and the cuddling, we went to see where they mature the cheeses.
So in here we have different types of cheddar. You have your plain cheddar, you have your chili chive cheddar, limuru cheddar, and then you have your cheese love range, which is the white cheddar, orange cheddar, and the aged cheddar, which are the reserves, which take about 8 to 12 months. And then we have the cheese love. Cheese love take about 2 to 3 months. Chive, chili chive, everything that is in here, we get it from our farm. So all the chili chives, all the flakes, everything of flavor, just as we have the plain cheddar and the chili chive cheddar.
So these cheese caves were musty and damp. I loved the smell. And I also got to learn that Browns are behind the cheese love range, which is usually matured for a shorter period, so the cheeses are a bit more affordable compared to their other cheeses.
Sure that you're using sanitized product. Sanitation is quite key during your portioning. So once you portion your product and then the portion that you want, the rest of it, what you do is ensure that you put it in a Ziploc bag. I always advise against foiling it because if you foil it, what happens is you're stopping the aging process. Because the aging process, the penicillium is just gotten from the air. So it's already in the cheese, so it will now take up the gases in the air and then that's what will help it to form on the cheese. So from there, what you do in the Ziploc bag, don't put it in your freezer. Do not freeze your cheese. Don't try to freeze your cheese. There are people who prefer to do it, but I'd advise against it because if you freeze, what happens is the whole process of moisture expellation, you're now introducing more moisture once you freeze it, and also the taste of the cheese will be a bit bland.
After the tour, then came the feasting. So they started us off with this cheese plate where we got to sample some of the cheeses that they make. This was very enjoyable. Then we got to eat our lunch, which, to be honest, did not meet our expectations in terms of variety and quantity. We did, however, give our feedback, so hopefully they can work on that. Dessert was ice cream, which, yeah, ice creams are absolutely delicious. My favorite is the lavender honeycomb. We were also given some complimentary prosecco, so yay for us. I would say this experience was quite lovely. It's a fun getaway to go do with your friends, maybe a nice date with a loved one, or you can even come with your family and enjoy.
Yeah. Look at this bathroom. It's beautiful. Look at it, Miss Wendy. Look, there's me.
Thank you so much for watching. Check my description box for all the details. Also, yay for my first mini vlog. Bye and subscribe.